My name is Archibald Chesterfield III. I'm a YouTube entertainer and celebrity, and I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury, ArchieLuxury channel. And today I thought I would talk about IWC watches. And I gotta tell you the truth there. It's interesting. It's very interesting. A lot of people accuse me all the time of talking about the same watches over and over again. Omega Speedmaster, Man on the Moon, Polar Explorer 2, Reverso, Grand Date, whatever. And they always say, hey Arch, bring something new in, do something different, get the vibe. So I do bring something new out, an IWC Ingenua, and I get absolutely slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered for it. And I thought I'd make this video, and I want to talk about things that I really love about my IWC. And I gotta tell you, it's very interesting. I got a lot of flack from from all quarters. And I admit, I've played the genre. I've milked it for everything I can. Buyer's remorse. I kind of, you know, I was trying to get this thing happening. I was trying to get this thing happening to, you know, just to give you the different emotions of wristwatch purchases. And I just wanted to go a little bit outside the comfort zone there. You know what I mean? Just a little bit outside the comfort zone. And I gotta tell you, in all honesty, what do I think of the IWC? Let's discuss it. Let's discuss it. I've been doing a bit of research. I was doing some, I went onto YouTube, and very highly respected channel, the Houdinki channel, had John Mayer discussing the IWC Big Pilot. And it kind of got me thinking. It got me thinking, you know, in all honesty, IWC does make a decent watch. They make some very, very decent wristwatches. And that is all very, very cool. Decent wristwatches are important. However, they do a few things which kind of piss me off. But let's make this video. What do I love about IWC? What do I love? Well, I gotta tell you. Let's discuss this. What do I love about IWC? The first thing is that they are really, really different. IWC is a luxury watch brand, and when you, this is the IWC Ingenua. This is sort of IWC's answer to the Milgauss. The Ingenua came out ahead of the Milgauss, and it's a very classic, beautiful piece. Gerald Genta designed piece. Now, I gotta tell you, in all honesty, what I love about it is the fit and the finish. I mean, the way the whole thing is put together. It's very much, this is a 42.5mm watch. It's very, very big. It wears big. This piece here came out with IWC's 80111 movement, which was them moving towards in-house. And, you know, they got a bit of flack. We'll talk about that later. But the thing I love about it is it's a big, gorgeous piece. And the fashion for watches, let's look at another brand that is very much into big pieces. Look at this. Look at Rolex. This is the Deep Sea. And I gotta tell you, I think the execution of the Ingenua is nicer than the Deep Sea. This isn't necessarily a dive watch, but that fashion for big, bulky, chunky watches is filtering through the industry. So I gotta tell you, the fit and the finish of the IWC is really quite spectacular. The dial, that beautiful pattern on the dial is difficult to achieve. Difficult. Expensive. And, you know, there's many things about the IWC. IWC is very, very much a respected watch brand. It's a brand that has a very loyal following. And I got to tell you, in all honesty, I think the IWC Ingenua is a really nicely done watch. It's not a perfect watch. What is a perfect watch? It's not a perfect watch, but it does it so well. IWC, you could say this is AP quality at a Rolex price. And it's very, very, look at the symmetry of the case, just how it's done. Look at that, the angles, the polish, the brushed surfaces. The bracelet is integrated and just gorgeous. The dial, the proportions, the 6 and the 12 on the dial are just done so beautifully. And I mean, it's a classic piece. It's a very gorgeous piece. The Ingenua is a model that I really love. I mean, I kind of, the Big Pilot I found a bit cliche-ish, but the Ingenua is something which has a long history. It's a cool wristwatch. And I got to tell you, in all honesty, I think these pieces here have a lot going for them. You've got really, really different type of design. You know, it's another brand that's gone really big is Breitling. And in many ways, I think the execution by IWC is pretty damn good. I mean, the attention to detail, just how they've brushed and polished the case is pretty amazing. And they've moved in-house on this model here. That's possibly a little bit controversial because they've based this movement on the Valjoux 7750 base plate. And they've, you know, is it in-house or not in-house? And this is one of the questions. But none of the parts in this movement are interchangeable with a Valjoux 7750. It's got IWC's pendulum winding system. It's quite a unique, gorgeous watch. And it's a real cool piece to have in a modern way. The fashion for watches themselves, they're getting big and hefty. And the thing I love about the IWC is you can have them for approximately half of the original retail price. That's not the case with Rolex, I'm sorry. No, Rolex is expensive. So these are a really good buy on the used market. Now, I like to add a bit of flavor and bite to the channel, so I'm if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, I'll keep it. I don't care. Is it a shitter? No, of course it's not. IWC is a really cool brand. And I gotta tell you the truth there. It's really growing on me. I really, really like it. I'm ArchieLuxury. Tell me what you think of the IWC.
We specialize in the repair of Rolex and Patek Philippe watches. We've been doing the same thing for more than 25 years. We have Rolex technicians certified by Rolex who actually used to work for the company for many years, like if we're doing the work on the factory. We completely disassemble the watch and we put it to work like brand new condition. When you get a pre-owned watch, it's like if you're getting a brand new unit. The only difference is the money.
Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, ArchieLuxury channel, and today I want to talk about what I hate about my IWC Ingenua. And I recently bought this IWC Ingenua, and I gotta tell you, what do I dislike about it? And I've often said in the past there, IWC, I don't hate IWC, but I don't think they're great bang per buck, not great bang per buck, and they are, there's a few things that disturb me, namely their reliance on ETA value for movements. Now, the thing about IWC is the attention to detail on it is gorgeous. The case, the design, the dial, how the whole thing is done is really, I'd say it's a step above Rolex. But what lets IWC down is the fact that they rely so heavily on generic movements. And when you're paying, this watch here was around 10,000 Aussie dollars, about 8,000 US. That's a lot of money, especially if it's got an ETA movement in it. Now, the IWC Ingenua is a really cool watch. It's a watch that goes back to the original Ingenuas, which beat the Milgauss, because the Ingenua is an engineer's type of watch with a name like Ingenua. And there's many lovely things about it, but some of the negatives are the fact that, is the movement in-house? Is it ETA? And this is a really tricky question, because you start to do a bit of research, as you do, and the answer isn't as crystal clear as you would hope. And basically, from the research I've done there, this particular model Ingenua, which was only out for a short time, uses the 80110 movement. This is the 22701 IWC Ingenua. Looking at IWC's blurb, they say it's based on the base plate of a Valjoux 7750, which is a movement used by many chronographs, many brands out there in the marketplace. Now, IWC's been a bit sneaky, because does that mean they've only done the base plate, or what exactly is their input and what is not their input? That is the annoying thing. And I gotta tell you, that confusion, I think, has affected the second-hand prices of them. Brands like Rolex tend to very much hold their value, whereas IWC, they're a purist watch. They have got a fanatical fan base who loves them. But what annoys me is the movement ETA or is it not ETA? They don't quite answer the question. And the interesting thing is the model after the 22701 uses a 30110 movement, which is an ETA sourced movement with finishing by IWC. So it's kind of annoying how they've referenced it there, and I kind of wish IWC would just come out and say yes it is or no it's not. I mean, the way they've kind of answered it doesn't give you a pure answer. And I gotta say, that's something that's really annoyed me with IWCs in the past, is that how do you know whether it's in-house or not in-house? And the Valjoux movement, the 7750, is a fantastic movement. There can be no question of that. It is a really good workhorse movement. Highly respected, highly used within the industry. And that's the important thing. So, is it in-house or is it ETA based? And that's an annoying thing. IWC kind of skirts around the issue. And I got a good friend of mine. His boyfriend recently bought him an IWC Big Pilot. And I said to him, I told him how, you know, I've got the IWC Ingenua. And he was saying to me, he said, yeah, that's the problem with IWC. You don't know whether it's in-house or ETA based or what the fuck it is. They don't give you a clear sort of answer. So I think in many regards there, I do love IWC. The big, chunky pieces are here to stay. But I just wish they were a bit more open about the movement. I wish they were more upfront and said, yes, it's this or it's... I think the brand is a great brand. IWC is a great brand. They're a quality brand. They're expensive. IWC is really expensive. Would I recommend IWC to a newbie? No, of course not. I would say to you, get a Rolex, get a Rolex. But if you want something really different, if you want something unusual, if you're sick of Rolex, maybe IWC could be a good answer for you. I'm ArchieLuxury on the ArchieLuxury channel. Tell me what you fuckers think of that.